And I'm going to tell all of you women out there, listen to this, because jealousy should not exist. If your girlfriend is looking hot, you should be so happy that she's your girlfriend. Yeah, and wherever she's going to take you with on that journey. But if you're jealous and negative and you have all of these bad thoughts, she's going to leave you behind.
Well, look at you. You found the right video and I'm proud of you. And for that, you know what you should do? Give yourself a like right here on this particular video because you found the Simon Says podcast right here. And guess what? We shoot right here at Pro Studios. Now, this studio that where I'm at, they actually shoot great, crispy content. And in case you want a podcast like this, you can come on down to Pro Studios. They're right here only at Upper Hill Gardens, 3rd Gong Avenue. Make sure you check them out, all right? And check them out on that number right there that you see on your screen. Now, someone who decided to come on down with her cowboy boots, and this lady is a powerhouse. You have seen her on Real Housewives of Nairobi. You have seen her all across the billboards. This woman is a true boss woman. Yes, indeed. Life is so amazing. That's what she likes saying. Lisa, how are you doing?
I am very well, Simon.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
I'm honored to have you.
I love this studio. It's got energy.
Yeah, of course. I have to spread that energy.
I can feel it.
You can even smell it.
Absolutely.
Take a big whiff.
Oh my goodness. I thought that might be my new Safari perfume.
Exactly. But yeah, but seriously, I'm honored even to have you here. But we actually even always on KTN every Sunday, by the way, in case you did not know, by the way.
Yeah, yes, 10 p.m. every Sunday.
And what interesting thing about you is you are a Safari rally driver, seriously.
Absolutely.
And you love that thrill.
I do.
Why in the world would you seek that thrill right now? Should you be like, okay,
driving. Huh? I love driving.
You're driving cars and other people crazy? Or just cars? What is it?
Cars. I love driving. I think it's one of the things is being in control. And I founded the Lioness Rally, which was Kenya's very first all-women-only safari rally. Last March at Kasarani was our launch. 8 women drivers, 8 navigators, and you wouldn't believe it. The whole story behind the Lioness Rally is the women empowering women. By being in charge, having that steering wheel in your hand takes you literally in the direction where you want to go.
And that's key. But even a woman who likes being in charge of things. Are you, for example, even looking back, when did you actually now start saying that indeed this is the time where I actually now need to take charge of my life? Like, what was it like? Was there something that happened in your life? You're like saying, okay, this is the time I need to take charge, because taking charge requires you to build some callous, some things you must have gone through.
Something, you think about things. And remember, I was born and raised in Tanzania, though I'm Danish of origin. I went to school in Denmark. And at the age of 18, I thought I was quite smart, getting a job with Scandinavian Airlines at Copenhagen Airport. Why? I was the Swahili translator. There was nobody else who spoke the Scandinavian.
Unajua Kiswahili vizuri sana.
Hata mimi nafikiri najua zaidi kuliko wewe.
Of course you do to some extent. I'm sure you do. But so even now with working in the airport, for example, now it brought you the college, like now saying that, okay, now I have to take charge. When was that moment?
Well, it was that the reason why I was also seeking to get that job was Scandinavian Airlines in those days was the handling agent for nearly every single international aviation company in the world. So I could get free tickets. And in those days, it was easy. If the plane was full, I could jump up front with the pilots. There wasn't that security issues as we have today. So I could even come to Africa for a weekend, Thursday night, catch the flight, be in Nairobi Friday morning, for example. I had friends here and family here, and I would do that. So it was me being quite smart in my little mind, thinking this is one way to get back to Africa, because once Africa's in your blood, it doesn't go away.
Okay, I get you. That's interesting, because even when you mentioned even about even your rally that you primarily is empowering women for women. Based on your perspective, you've been on Real Housewives of Nairobi, you've seen all the drama and everything. Do you genuinely think that women genuinely support other women?
I do. I think women, you want everybody to be on the same page, and some women, especially when they're young, they need that little push. They need that encouragement, For example, right now, I have a little internship with a 20-odd-year-old girl. She's 20 from Mukuru. And she won a scholarship on a program where I sit on the board for this charity in Mukuru slums for education. And Donna Rowling, a very good friend of mine who founded Geetha Manini charity, said, can you take this girl on? I met her and she was quiet as a mouse. Now she's actually outgoing. And I told her, copy and paste. Look what Lisa does. You engage with people, you talk to people, you introduce people to the art. We're selling all these beautiful arts at Lifestyle, books, jewelry, whatever. And she actually came up to me yesterday and just said, I'm leaving on the 25th of this month because she's about to start her next phase of education at Nairobi University. And she just said, thank you so, so much. I'm a completely different girl than what I was 3 months ago. That's empowerment right there and then, where, yes, I'm Kali. Get on with it. We walk faster. We've got lots of things to do, but taking charge of your life, where is it you want to go?
How do you take charge of your own life?
I take charge of my own life by writing a lot, Where is it I am today? Where is it I want to go? I still have so many things to do. I've got another amazing book that I'm working on writing. I've written 3 books already, but I'm working on another 4th book. I'm shooting also my own show as well, which is a secret, lakini. Siri kidogo.
I get you.
So it's about what it is I want and what is it I want to leave behind. And I think empowering women is, you can only empower somebody if you are an inspiration to that person.
And you can only inspire people when you actually take action. Now, when you even think about that, when it comes to even taking action and so on and so forth, how do you even now talk to a lady when now she's in a rut? Now, when someone's like, because even there's a lot of friction, even amongst even fellow women, they will even say, oh no, there's all this jealousy. How would you even address like women who look at other women and then they say this men, even this narrative? I can never have women friends because women are full of drama. Your ladies say that a lot. Now, when you hear that, what comes into your mind?
Insecurity. That a lot of women who are jealous. I mean, why on earth would you be jealous of your girlfriend because she's looking hot? That is an insecurity problem where you should learn. And I'm going to tell all of you women out there, listen to this, because jealousy should not exist. If your girlfriend is looking hot, you should be so happy that she's your girlfriend. Yeah. And wherever she's going to take you with on that journey. But if you're jealous and negative and you have all of these bad thoughts, she's going to leave you behind.
Now, jealousy can also motivate you to take action, though.
In a positive way. You've got to remember, you've got to flip that coin into a positive thought. And that's, again, positive energy, positive thoughts can pull you through a really shitty day that we're going through, or we're stuck in traffic and we're late for that meeting. And, we don't like being late. I hate being late. I respect time. God gave us 24 hours. Let's use those 24 hours wisely and not be late.
How do you handle Kenyans? Because, Kenyans, they're always late.
Yeah, but they're never late to miss their flight.
Ooh. Or late for money.
Or late for money.
Exactly. Or late for pick up a check or something like that. Isn't that right? But how do you handle frustration when someone's late? How do you even cope with that? Because timeliness is also a key thing. How do you now cope with someone now when they're late a little bit?
Well, I do point out to them that, it's very disrespectful. I always like to try and be at an appointment earlier than later, just to take into we might have traffic, or, the president might be coming by and we're told to pull aside for 30 minutes. So just prepare yourself. You know what can happen. So take action and just leave the office earlier. Like if you missed your dentist appointment, the dentist ain't waiting. Well, so it's about respecting time.
Yeah, that's a key thing. Yeah, take notes, Kenyans. Sometimes you don't even respect time to some extent. Even coming back to like the friendship thing, because even when it comes to even women empowering women, there's a lot of women interaction, so on and so forth. What have you seen that you have actually learned within your own personal character to actually now having fruitful relationships with other women?
Absolutely. I mean, over years, it's relationship building. It starts from the beginning where you're planting that seed and you start becoming friends, you meet somebody and you have that chemistry. It's that instant chemistry with that person. And you realize that friendship is so valuable. I mean, there are thousands of acquaintances. I can look on my social media, how many followers I have there. Thousands of women out there, they're acquaintances. But true friends that who you can speak to about your inner secrets, they're very few.
That's true. And then now, even audit someone to actually even come in that friendship circle requires a lot of now auditing. Have you seen that your journey, even as you've grown? How have you audited people differently within your life to actually now see them, now allowing them in your own private circle, even as you get older? Because when you're younger, you're auditing people differently. Then now, when you get a little bit older, you're auditing people a little differently. What's the difference?
So I think with age, you've seen through a lot of authenticity, and there is so much fakeness out there. And I actually thank COVID. It was a wonderful time to sit and reflect. Who is coming into my inner circle? And at my previous home gallery now, which is Lifestyle in Gigiri, I have created a bonfire. And that's a magical place to be, where we're all sitting around on safari chairs, and in the middle, even if we're in the diplomatic hub of Nairobi, we have a bonfire. We have our drinks there, and that's where we really talk. And you realize, actually, how many people do I want to invite into my inner circle, which is my bonfire, so to speak. This is where we talk. And I learned a lot about many women in particular that are really not authentic. They want to be in that inner circle for the wrong reasons, right? There's no support. They will only support you when things go really bad. They love when things go bad, but they don't rejoice when things are great.
Why is that so?
It's very strange. I don't know. But you know what I did? Block. If you've checked my phone, you'll realize I probably blocked over a couple of thousand people.
What? Are they mostly women?
Mostly women.
Why is that so? Because that's also another thing. Like, is it like, because even that energy, because I'm wondering, like, even when it comes to it, even looking back at yourself, there are times where you were toxic. Have you seen, were there times like that?
Well, when I was toxic,
Yes.
then I really was toxic. When I was going through chemotherapy, getting chemo into my body, and that was toxic.
Yeah. Yes, I can. Exactly. But have you also seen where you have also been the bad friend?
I would say I've been a bad friend if I wasn't able to be there for that person when they really needed that friendship for whatever reason. But I always believe in karma. Ooh, yeah. What goes around comes around.
Very fast.
So very, very fast, and sometimes faster than you've even blinked, know. So I believe in doing good. And if I've done wrong, I'm always the first one to own up and say, I'm so sorry. Did I say something to upset you? Or I'm sorry if I wasn't there for you. It's important. Communication is key. And that's one thing I would like to encourage to everybody is, own up to yourself. If you've done something wrong, it's okay to say sorry.
Accountability. That's actually a very key thing, even when you mention it. Do you think now, even as you mentioned even about empowerment and becoming a woman of power, do you think now the more accountable you are, would you agree that the more accountable you are, the more now power you hold within yourself?
It all starts with yourself. Everything. You are accountable to yourself. You're the one that has to sleep at night. So what did you do today? What good deed did you do today? What good thoughts did you have? And also how few women can tell you, my goodness, you look great today. Even if you're wearing just a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, but you look great. We sometimes forget to compliment each other, but you can compliment yourself, which starts with yourself. Be an example yourself. Do you like what you're doing? Do you like what, do you like what you're seeing in the mirror? And then you can go out and compliment and do good to other people.
Exactly. We'll come back to that real quickly. And I was asking you, do you like what you're seeing? Do you like the set that we're on? Well, it's right here at Pro Studios, indeed. And this is actually right here, actually at Upper Hill Gardens. Make sure you actually even come and check them out in case that you are someone you want to sit down on this comfortable chair and you like it and you like whining on this comfortable chair, but you can. What you gotta do? Just come on down. Upper Hill Pro Studios right here. They're actually at Upper Hill Gardens. Visit them, 3rd Gong Avenue. The phone is right there. Reach out to them. And something I want to ask you is primarily when it comes to even now as a woman, feminism has now switched and is now a very interesting topic, and even it's taking a very interesting turn. Would you consider yourself a feminist?
Yes.
Why?
Feminist, first of all, you're female, right? And there is
all feminists. Wait, all females are feminists?
No,
okay,
they're not, but I am.
Okay, continue.
And it's also the noise that women have had to make in today's world to be heard. it has to be louder than normal. Okay, we've discussed this on
Yeah.
KTN a couple of times as well, that, you know, the equality, the gender equality as well with, for example, pay in Kenya. There's a man, there's a woman, they're doing exactly the same job, but why does he get paid more than the woman?
What if there's credence to that? But let's say the man is actually a little bit more credible on some things, and then now that can actually happen, and then the person actually may get a little bit more payment than that. Is that now considered bad? If you're paying a man just because maybe he's even if the same duty, but he's doing a little bit more, but then now would you now castigate that employer?
If I was the employer, I would keep the paycheck the same, and then if I thought he did a better job, then I would give him that bonus.
Okay, that makes sense. But you say you're a feminist right now. When you say you're a feminist right now, you know the tone in feminism has kind of like changed a little bit. It's not beyond payment. Is now switched to now. Not only can I do without you as a man, but you as a man, you're innately bad. There's that undertone on that sort of thing. What do you think about the tone switch of feminism as over the time?
Well, over the time, it's given women a more larger role in life. You know, I'm looking right now and looking here in Kenya, how many CSs are women? How many CEOs are women? How many ambassadors to Kenya are women? And those dynamics of positions has changed a lot. You know, women leaders out there, women in parliament, women in high profile jobs, you know, it's taken them years to be accepted and get that position.
Should we accept any woman leader just for the sake of them being a woman?
No, not at all. It's about qualifications.
That's key, right?
That's very key.
What is it about the feminism journey that you primarily agree with, apart from like the roles and positions? What is it that you can say that the average Kenyan woman that maybe you've seen in your experience, that you've seen that, yeah, because of this feminism or even this trend has actually helped the average Kenyan? What's in your attractions?
Well, the way I look at it is that in general, the Kenyan women are workers, they're doers, and they have vision today. You know, the young Kenyan women today are completely different than 20 years ago.
True.
You know that. It's changed, you know. It's not just saying they've come out of the village and now they're in capital city, Nairobi. It's the dynamics have changed. They want education. They want to work and they know where they're going.
And sometimes they want it more than the guys.
And absolutely. You can see it. They're hungry for that position and they will work hard to get there. Many women will have 2-3 jobs just to even pay their education or the university fees, you know?
Mm-hmm. Would you say, okay, that's actually true. I mean, and even, do you like that? Do you like the kind of, because you know, when you're pursuing a certain aspect, when you're in that constant drive, do you like the kind of woman that's being formed right now?
I do. I think it's very important that especially the young women today do not just accept handouts, you know. Aya, ewuletea kitu kidogo. Shika namna hiyo. No, you work hard for it, you know. Even as a teenager, I wanted a pair of jeans, you know, because they were trending in Denmark and my mom couldn't afford them. I got out there and I worked, you know, 13 years old. I was selling ice creams in the harbor, delivering newspapers door to door. Don't be afraid of work. Work is what is going to mold you and make you who you are today. And life has many chapters, Simon. I'll say to you that because you take that decision that you, for example, want to be that doctor, doesn't mean that you're going to be a doctor for the rest of your life. Sometimes you've seen many women, they've taken that degree and then they realize, I actually want to do something else. They want to get into film or, you know, they want to become an author. They do other things. It's okay to do that because life has many chapters. You don't have to stick to that same thing. It's good to be broad spectrum and try things in life, you know. Life is about not having any regrets. I'm intrigued by that, because are you saying you're not having any regrets and you're trying different things? Even at your age, I'm just wondering, like, my young, tender age. Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, of course, your youthful self. Yes. But even that, I'm intrigued. Here's something I'm going with this. A lot of people are resistant to change because they're saying we've been doing it this way. But I like the fact that you're dynamic in the sense you're willing to incorporate different things.
Absolutely. It's, you know, it's like when they called me and said, you know, we would like to interview you for the Real Housewives of Nairobi. I laughed so hard because I thought, gosh, this is hilarious. You know, I don't watch television, first of all, and I'm nobody's wife. I'm a housewife, me? What?
You can't.
It was so funny. Like, no, it's just the name of a franchise. And then 2 months later, they convinced me and I said to myself, Lisa, don't have regrets. You're entering into something that you will learn something from and meet amazing people, which I did. So it's opening that mindset and not just being square and saying no. Don't say no until you know what you're saying no to.
That's key, because when you actually now do say no so fast, you may say no to an opportunity that could help you grow.
Exactly, and like I said, for me, it's opened up many, many doors. I'm a brand ambassador for several companies. I'm an influencer for several companies as well, which can also take me on my journey for rallying, like White Cap Crisp, sponsor women in motorsport, and other key brands. We're looking for more brands that can come out there and say, Lisa, we want you to be a brand ambassador because I believe in their product.
That's key, because even I like the fact that even you said that even you're incorporating so many things. You're an influencer, even like that's a job that even many young ones are even out here even saying like, hey, yo, I got this. Like, even I love that about you, even incorporating very many new aspects within your life. How have you seen that you have actually mentally grown, let's say in the past, since Real Housewives of Nairobi? How have you mentally grown? What have you... Yeah.
You have to be mentally strong for Real Housewives, and realizing that production were very, very smart. They chose 6 very strong, very dynamic,
bold,
but different women. Completely different. 6 different women from completely 6 different backgrounds, different belief systems. And suddenly you put together. There's no script. Many people out there think Housewives is scripted. There is no script. It's like we're sitting here now, we're going to have a talk about a discussion, something that's trending, for example, in Kenya, and you'll have all of these beliefs, and some of them just love to hear their own voice, So realizing that you have to be bold, but also it's very important to be a good listener. You don't always have to chip in with unnecessary conversation.
I get what you mean. Even when you say bold, and you call yourself a very bold woman, and you mentioned that even right now you're not married and everything. Even someone would even say, guys would even say, is there any guy who can genuinely even now approach you and even say, I want you to be mine, or you're too bold to be even think that you can be limited within the confines of a relationship?
Absolutely not. The thing about it is that, yes, I'm a strong, bold woman, so to speak. However, I'm also very vulnerable. I've been through a lot in my life, and surviving cancer, which many people know, is if I was given 10 days to live. Being robbed of everything. I have had my ups and downs, and other things that have happened to me that I've escaped, near-death experiences. Being shot at, for example, was one. And I'm here today. So, of course, I am strong on the outside, but I'm a mother. So, of course, you've got that vulnerability in you. As a human, you would not be human if you didn't have it.
Do you think there's power in being vulnerable?
Yes.
Explain.
Absolutely. So by being vulnerable doesn't mean that anybody's going to walk all over you. You know your boundaries, and you know how far that person can go. Yeah. So it's very important that you yourself set those boundaries, because if somebody comes too close, then maybe you become too vulnerable.
But then even giving people, the right people, access.
So again, gaining the access that we talked about earlier is like, how close do you want that person to come to you, right? So if I'm in a relationship with a man, it starts with the chemistry, that there is a connection, there's chemistry, and you like what you see, and then you take it from there, right?
That's key. Actually, that's actually very key. Even as, for example, even let's say the younger girl who's even watching you, they've seen you in Real Housewives of Nairobi, like, oh my God, I like Lisa. There's several people even commented even on several posts. Even I've seen that even you help them with their businesses, so on and so forth. One thing that even you tell even a young girl, even as they shape up and mold their confidence, is what?
So you've got to believe in yourself. Number one, do good to other people and be honest. 2 months ago, I had to fire my office manager at Lifestyle. Why? Because she lied. This young girl was a single mother. I told her the one thing that I despise is lies. I want the truth and nothing but the truth. Ooh. Yeah? And that is it. And she lied, and I caught her out on it. And I told her, the way you walked in is the way you walk out.
Straight.
You know what? And that is hardcore. I understand that. But how is she going to learn to speak the truth in future? Which other job is she going to go through in life if you lie? Because once you start lying, you become a pathological liar, and then you get caught up in that tale of lies. And it's going to come and bite you somewhere. So you don't want that to happen. So own up and be transparent and say nothing but the truth.
Now, how do you say the truth? Because now here's the thing. Let me, before we go there, we say nothing but the truth. But now they see the reason why people run away from the truth is because now they don't want to be held accountable to their very actions. And even, for example, you mentioned about the lady, something that she lied about. I'm sure it was some action that she did, and she don't want to hold herself accountable to that truth. How do you then provide a conducive environment so that truth can actually be told?
No, you do that, but you have to set boundaries. If you're, for example, employing somebody, you set those boundaries from the very beginning. It's like you go to school. You know what you can and what you cannot do, what is allowed, what is not, right? So that is the same thing in any workspace. You know the boundaries and you know what you can do and what you can't. If you're a smart person and you've done something really wrong, you either come true and apologize or shut up.
Interesting. Now, I want you to do this. You see that camera right there? I want you to look directly. You see the girls, for example, who are primarily, they have that jealousy in them. They're still fighting, frictioning. And there's that friction between the various women. Like even you mentioned about like how women can say that, oh, I don't like handling other women. I don't like even dealing with women. What would you have to tell them about switching their mindset? Talk to them directly.
So you've got to look at yourself and remember, rejoice in other people's beauty, success, because that success, you can ride on it as well as a good friend. So remember that. And it's always look at yourself first. And remember that that person who you might be looking at saying, oh, you know, you're really jealous because she's got a pair of beautiful new shoes. You don't have those yet. Remember, you can get them one day. If you really want them, you're going to work hard for them. So work hard, be honest, and be truthful to yourself. And once you are that, you can be truthful and to everybody else.
By the way, before even we finish, real quickly, I just got to ask this question. I just remembered something. Now, let's be real. You're a white person in Kenya.
Imagine.
Yes, you're a white person in Kenya. You're a white person in Kenya.
Lakini Kiswahili yangu ni mzuri zaidi kuliko yako.
Congratulations. But then the thing is, I'll be more Kenyan than you. How is that prejudice? What prejudice do Kenyans have based on your interaction? How are Kenyans, what prejudice do you think Kenyans have when it pertains to even dealing with white people? I just want to know.
So, kwanza wacha nikuambia wewe, Simon.
Niambie kabisa. Niambie kabisa. Oh dear, yes.
I was the only mzungu on the Real Housewives of Nairobi. Right? Namna hiyo. Lakini I'm the only one who speaks really good Swahili compared to all of the other 5.
How does that make you feel?
I'm proud because I'm Kenyan. Right? Tuko pamoja sasa, sawa. Yeah? You know, and I am proudly Kenyan. And of course, when you want to live in a country, whether it's Kenya or the Philippines or, you know, Argentina, it's a respectful thing to learn the language. And I'll say to all those Mzungus out there, if you don't speak Swahili and you want to live in Kenya, go and find yourself a Kiswahili teacher and learn the language. It's actually a beautiful language. There's a lot of Arabic in it because that's the origin from Oman, came down out, and the culture of our country depicts the language as well. So Kiswahili is really a beautiful language. And sadly today, Kenyans are corrupting it with a lot of sheng and shembatang, sijui, all of that nonsense.
Hey, you're aware of this. Hey, go Lisa, I see you.
You see?
You know that.
We're influencing here.
But I see that. But thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and your energy. You guys remember, it's Lisa. Life is so
amazing.
And that's Lisa for you right there. And one thing amazing thing I want to tell you about is indeed, this is an amazing set that you can actually even use for even your podcast, or even you want to create a piece of content, you can come on down to Pro Studios. They're right here at Upper Hill Gardens, 3rd Gong Avenue. Come on down like Lisa did. And indeed, you can have an amazing conversation and meet the people behind the lens that you're not able to see. But for me, Simon says, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Asante sana, Simon. Nashukuru sana.
Kabisa. Nimeshukuru pia. Thank you so much.